Campani Auto Group, with all the savings, all the selection, all the time. For visiting Boise State, head coach Leon Rice in his 16th season. Should the Broncos win tonight, Leon Rice will pick up Mountain West victory number 169 in his career, setting him alone atop the all-time winners list of head coaches in Mountain West games. He will break a tie with Steve Fisher, the legendary head coach at San Diego State, and before that, Michigan. If Broncos pull into victory lane tonight, it'll be career Mountain West win number 169 and the most all-time in the history of the conference for Leon Rice. What an accomplishment that will be when he wins, although the Wolfpack hope it will not be tonight. Starting lineup, the guards: Dylan Andrews, a transfer from UCLA out of Gardena in Southern California. R.J. Keene II from the Woodlands, Texas. The two guards for Boise State. Dylan Andrews averaging 11.3 points per game. Then on the front line, it's Andrew Meadow, Javen Buchanan, and Drew Fielder, the transfer from Georgetown, the Boise native, the 6'11 junior from Boise, Idaho, leading scorer on the club, averaging 14.4 points per game. So the starting lineup for Boise State: Andrews, Keene II, Meadow, Buchanan, and Fielder, the 5 for Leon Rice in Boise State. For Nevada, the home team, and head coach Steve Alford, now in his 7th season with the Wolfpack, his 35th season as a head coach. Chuck Bailey III, Elijah Price, Caleb Lowry, Vaughn Weems, Tayshawn Comer. For the Pack, Bailey, Weems, Comer, Price, and Lowry, the starting 5 for the Wolfpack. 3 guards with Bailey, Weems, and Comer. 2 forwards with Price and Lowry. No Corey Camper Jr. tonight, Nevada's leading scorer on the season. He is still out with injury, and no Joel Armo trading, Nevada's top rebounder on the season. He is also out with injury. So the Wolfpack will be a little short-handed, but those injuries have not negatively impacted Nevada. They have won, despite missing those 2 key players, 4 in a row. 4 in a row for the Wolfpack and 4 wins in a row for Boise State. Both teams at 8-3 as the pyrotechnics go off here inside Lawler Event Center, and the Wolfpack starting lineup is introduced in front of this big crowd. The Spirit Squad in holiday regalia welcoming the Wolfpack to the court. The lights are down, and the pyrotechnics hot on our faces here. We might have the biggest crowd of the season here tonight as folks are still filing in. The upper bowl is filling up, the lower bowl filling out nicely. Of course, the students are done with finals. Those ended on Wednesday. So some students may be home, but the Northern Nevadans are here. And Boise State, Nevada, the all-time series, Nevada leads 53-35. Boise State swept the season series last year. Boise State beat them right here in Reno, 70-69. The officials tonight: Vern Harris, Alfred Smith, and Scott Brown. As we turn the lights back up here at Lawler Event Center. And we are ready to go just as soon as our friends on the television side join us. Wolfpack huddled up to our right, wearing white with navy blue numerals and lettering. Boise State, the visitors, in royal blue jerseys and trunks, white numerals, white lettering on the back.
Center with the Wolfpack chant. I say Wolf, you say Pack. Wolf! 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 Let's go Wolfpack!
All right, here come the Broncos, and here comes the Pack. Elijah Price for the Wolfpack at 6'9". Will handle the opening tip. And it is Drew Fielder at 6'11" for Boise State. We're ready for basketball in Reno. The ball is in the air and tipped to the Pack. Comer's got it. Nevada in white. Boise State in royal blue. Comer is marked outside by Andrews. Here's Bailey giving it in front to Price. Price against Fielder. Handoff Comer. Comer left elbow. Stops. Pitches right corner. Lowry drives baseline. Lowry in a crowd. Bounces through. Bailey whips it out. Weems. Weems down the lane left. Goes to the goal and scores. Vaughn Weems has Nevada up early 2-0. Half a minute gone by. Here's Andrews at the point, midcourt circle for Boise State. Gets a handoff back on the left wing. Feeds it top Fielder. Fielder to Andrews. Bounce pass. Buchanan, corner left. Buchanan goes to work against Lowry. No look pass under the goal. Faking, turning Fielder. Blocked away by Lowry, out of bounds. 7 to shoot for the Pack, or rather for the Broncos at 19:07 as Lowry blasted that out of bounds. Inbound right at the corner of where the baseline and the sideline meet. Andrews in front of the Pack bench. Heaves it in to Buchanan. Buchanan right of center three. Rattles out. Tipped up rebound to the corner. Nevada's got it. It's Bailey. Bailey coming up the sideline. Right side. 2-0 Nevada. Minute gone by. Price to Comer to Weems outside left. Weems with a series of jab steps. Puts it on the deck with a right hand. Man-to-man from Boise State. Left side, Weems gets a screen, feeds a screener. Lowry fakes a three. Lowry pulls up from 15 left side, buries it. Lowry with 4 points to start. Rather, Lowry with 2 to start along with Weems and a foul outside. It's Comer. Comer fouling Andrews way outside. Comer for the Pack committing Nevada's first team foul. Comer first personal, first team on the Pack. 18:31 first half. 4-0 Nevada. Boise State ball. Andrews. Whistle away from the ball and a foul on the Nevada defense at 18:22. That's on Chuck Bailey. First on Chuck, second on Nevada. Baseline right inbound, 22 on the timer. Andrews comes in. Buchanan right corner for Boise State. He's watched by Lowry. Buchanan left-hand dribble. A couple of lower division players meeting here in the Mountain West. Lob it underneath Fielder. Goes against the defense of Price and scores with a little baby hook right in front of the rim. 4-2. Boise State is on the scoreboard. 18:05 first half. Comer speeding into the offense for the Pack. Pitches back Lowry. Shovels over Bailey. Bailey way back of the arc on the right wing. Bailey finds Comer between the rings. Comer lob it right side. Bailey pull-up jumper baseline. Good for Chuck. And it's 6-2 Nevada. Wolfpack 3 for 3 to start from the floor. 6-2. Boise State ball. Andrews right of the circle. To screen high. Price jumps out on him. Lob it underneath. Fielder gathers. Knocked away by Bailey out of bounds at 17:32. Under the goal. It's out of bounds. Boise State inbound. With 15 on the shot clock. 6-2 Pack. 2 for Bailey, 2 for Lowry, 2 for Weems. Andrews comes in, right side. Meadows spins in the key. He's up. Tough bucket. Goes. Meadow, always a physical player, now really has added some polish to his game as he's a junior. He's out of Santa Clarita in Los Angeles County. Here's Comer the other way with a jumper left of the goal that's no good. Rebound Fielder, 6-4 Nevada, Boise State ball. Fielder outside left, in front for Andrews. Andrews to Fielder left wing. Back to Andrews outside left to center for Boise State. Andrews pinned in by Price and Comer. Jump pass to the weak side underneath Keene. Feeds it to Meadow off the window, ties the game. 2 tough buckets for Andrew Meadow, and Boise State has drawn even at 6. Nevada ball, 16:48 first half. Comer down the lane, all the way, fouled. Shot's no good. Free throws coming for Nevada at 16:46. First foul on Boise State. First foul on Dylan Andrews. Free throws for Tayshawn Comer and the Wolfpack coming up. Comer on the year, 74% from the free throw line. These are 2 good free throwing teams. Nevada 74%, Boise State 77%. Free throw good. Elevate your concert, festival, or corporate event with a mobile stage from BiggestLittleStage.com. Book yours today at BiggestLittleStage.com. Rise above the rest. Comer makes it 7-6 Nevada. Second free throw coming here. He got it. 8-6. Nevada 2-point lead and now a press with Bailey and Weems. Here's Buchanan nearly at the half-court line. Lateral pass. Bringing it across is Aguinaldo Nato. They call him AG. Nato off the bench. It's to Keene the second. Keene in front. Right side Buchanan. In the corner right for Boise State. Feeds it Fielder. Reverse it left side. Meadow open. Corner left. 3. Good. And it's 9-8 Boise State as Meadow buries a 3. Meadow's got 7 early for the Broncos. 9-8 Boise State. Comer driving right for the pack. He's fouled as he reaches the boundary of the key at 16-10. Foul goes against R.J. Keene the second. First on Keene, 2 on Boise State. Baseline right inbound, 22 on the shot clock for the Wolfpack. 9-8 Broncos. Corner right, Bailey. The elbow now kicks it top. Weems a 3. Weems too long. Rebound to the free throw line to Buchanan in Boise State. 4 minutes gone by, 9-8 Broncos. They have the ball and the lead. Entry pass tipped away by Price. Comes out right, kick it top. Carmichael astride the arc. Gives Buchanan whistle away from the ball at 15:53. And a foul going against Fielder and Boise State offensively. Foul on Fielder, offensive away from the ball. First on Drew, 3 on Boise State. Timeout on the floor. 15:53 first half. Scoreboard shows Boise State 9, Nevada 8. Wolfpack basketball presented by Nevada State Bank. Boise State 9, Nevada 8. 15:53 first half. Nevada 3 for 5 shooting to start. Boise State 4 for 6. So both sides shooting well. Keeping track of the rebounds. Boise State with 3 to Nevada's 1. Remember, the Broncos have a great 8.5 per game rebound advantage coming into this one. Out of the timeout, Nevada has the ball and a full court press from the Broncos. Miles Walker into the game, the freshman off the bench for the Pack at the controls, watched by Nato. Walker spins across the line as Nato marks him man-to-man. Bounce past Price. Down the lane he goes. Finger roll no. Has his own miss. He's up and in. Price gives Nevada a 10-9 lead. 15:31 first half. Left side. Carmichael. Down the lane. Banker too strong. Rebound tip to Price. Outlet Walker on the move for the Wolfpack. 10-9 Nevada. Walker feeds it top. Price. Right side Bailey. Bailey watched by Buchanan. Bailey shovels over Walker top. Walker to Bailey. Right side wing. Bailey attacks baseline right. Goes to the goal. He's blocked by Buchanan. Pulled out of the air by Carmichael. Bouncing up ahead, low pass, Buchanan in the key. Staggers, lost it. Weems has it for the pack. Weems outside left. 10-9 Nevada, 14:50 first half. Walker, midcourt circle. Weems picks up his dribble outside left, feeds it to Walker outside right, 10 to shoot for the Wolfpack. Bailey, wing right. Weems spinning, goes into the key, right of the cup. He's up, he's no good. And the tip rebound pulled down by Dominic Parolin. Right side, Buchanan. Buchanan for the Broncos. Parolin outside left. Handed off Carmichael. Carmichael around his screen, ducking to the wing, and a whistle reach in on Nevada. And Weems at 14-13. Weems ends up on the deck. Three team fouls on the pack. First on Weems as we look at a replay. Fans react. Meanwhile, Boise State inbounds. 15 to shoot. Carmichael, feeded corner left. Meadow charges. Weems ends up on the deck. Meadow called for a charge. First on Meadow, fourth on Boise State. 14:05 first half. It is 10-9 Nevada. Amir Robinson checks in. Chuck Bailey is off for the pack. So Parolin, Carmichael, Keene the second, Nato, and Spencer Aarons in for the first time now for Boise State. Those are the five. Peyton White is on for the first time for the pack. Walker, White, Robinson, Weems, and Price for Nevada. Walker to screen outside left double team, feeds it top White. White right side Robinson. Robinson in the corner. Back to White, right as center. Now on the wing right, Robinson, 10 to shoot for the Wolfpack. Weems in front. Weems bounce past Price. Price in the post with 5 to shoot. Twisting out for Walker. Fires a three at the end of the horn. Banks it in. 13-9 Nevada as Walker banked that three-pointer in from dead on at the end of the shot clock. Boise State ball. Carmichael to Aarons to Keene. Up top, Parolin. Handed off Carmichael. Weems defending. Carmichael free throw line left. Out for Aarons. Three ball is good over the defensive White. As Aarons hits the three, it's Nevada 13, Boise State 12. 13-minute mark, first half. Big crowd quiet for a moment here as Walker brings it into the offense for the pack. White open, fakes a three, goes to the goal, he's up and in. Off the window, Peyton White makes it 15-12 Nevada. 12:43 first half. Dribbling behind his back, Nato outside left for Boise State. Now comes down the lane, jump pass. Aarons lob it inside and a foul underneath on White, who got a shove into the small of the back of Dominic Parolin. Foul on Peyton, his first. 4 on Nevada. 12:35 first half. Weems and Price are off for the Wolfpack. Tyler Rollison and Jariah Coleman are on. Baseline left inbound. Andrews with 20 to shoot for the Broncos. Curl left corner catch and shoot. Carmichael three, too long. Heel of the rim rebound. White fumbles, comes to Walker, Nevada. Walker cross court, Robinson to the offense right. 15-12 Nevada. Rollison shovels top White. White between the rings. White hands it off Rollison. Rollison in front of the midcourt circle with 15 to shoot for the Wolfpack. Rollison waiting for cutters, gets a screen, dribbles the left hand, picks up his dribble, feeds it. Robinson, 7 to shoot, left wing. Robinson attacks. Robinson, step back, baseline jumper, hits the side of the backboard, no good. Rebound, Boise State. Pulled down by Parolin. Now Andrews in front. Andrews, right side. Parolin looking inside, bounces it down. Carmichael, post right. Carmichael jump pass out of a double team. Touch pass. Andrews left of center three in front of Walker. No good. Long. Rebound tipped out to Andrews. Boise State hangs on. Carmichael right side. Keene the second in the corner. Pass out right side. Aarons spins. Gets away with a travel. Kicks it corner right. 3 on the way. No good long. Rebound Nevada. Robinson is fouled from behind at 11:27. Foul is on Carmichael. His first 5 on Boise State. Timeout on the floor. 11:27 first half. Scoreboard shows Nevada 15, Boise State 12 in Reno. It's Wolfpack basketball presented by Nevada State Bank.
Media timeout on the floor.
1 on the offensive glass. Wolfpack ball. Home team wearing white. Here's Comer in front. Pitches right side. White fakes a 3. Dribbles down into the post. Bodying into the smaller Andrews. White in the paint. For the Wolfpack there first. 11-10 first half turnover. Nevada averaging just over 9 turnovers a game. Top 10 nationally in fewest turnovers per game on average. It does feel like every Nevada turnover is some kind of great betrayal. It's just been such a culture of taking care of the basketball for so many seasons now. Steve Alford. Fielder in front. Hands off. Keene to Meadow. Left side Andrews. Boise State ball. 3-point pack lead. Fielder screens for Andrews. Andrews pitches back. Aarons deep 3 dead on. No good. Rebound tipped up over the back is called on Meadow. Meadow is over the back for Boise State. That's 2 on Andrew Meadow and 6 fouls on Boise State at 10:45 in the first half. Right now, Keene, Aarons, Andrews, Fielder, and Meadow, the 5 for Boise State playing defense. Rollison.
Jared Lucas in his career, I mean, there were some incredible moments for him and a very popular fan favorite. So again, excited to have him back in the building as Tayshawn Comer looking smooth there. Nevada to their largest lead now of 5.
These feel like big minutes here for the Broncos. Of course, just midway through the first half. Fielder back in, Meadow back in, and Andrews, that's got to feel good for him. The UCLA transfer, still finding his footing with this new program. But they're going to need him throughout this Mountain West schedule. They're going to need him big.
Andrews, a veteran, has played over 100 games of college basketball. He started 61 games with the Bruins. He's averaging 11 points per game for Leon Rice. One of 4 players averaging at least 10 points a game for the Broncos. Comer to the cup, gets around the big bodies and draws the foul. And it's the second foul in the first half against Drew Fielder.
And he's not thrilled about the call as expected, as now Leon Rice has got a decision to make on his standout forward.
Comer made 2 free throws earlier, sinks the first. 74% this season for Nevada.
You saw Coach Rice want an explanation there. I was at the game on the 7th over there in Pullman. Comer, 4 points at halftime in a tight game against Washington State. He explodes for 20 in the second half. He had done some big things up until then for Nevada. That almost felt like more of his coming out party, though, of like, this is what I'm capable of. This is what I can be for that team. A guy that can go get you a bucket, a guy that can make things happen. Here he is already getting to the line twice tonight.
And in the absence of Corey Camper Jr., who had emerged for Nevada as their leading scorer, getting Comer to kind of take the reins even more with
absolutely.
Camper absent has been very important for the Wolfpack as they have fired off a couple of wins even with Camper on the bench.
And we sort of did bury that storyline. Nevada's leading scorer not in this contest. Steve Alford recently telling you he hopes to have both Camper and Armo Trotting back after the Christmas break. Nevada's at Colorado State on the 30th as he deals with some back spasms.
And you did hear that right. We did look in the pronunciation guide. It is Armo Trotting. We had been calling him Armo Trading this entire time. That does kind of make sense, though. He is from England,
yes.
so Armo Trotting. I actually like it more.
Me too. I'm excited to implement it now, and I'm sure Nevada's excited to have him back, because you were at that game. at the Acrisure series in Palm Desert. He took an elbow to the chest. Coach Alford later saying, you watch that back, that was probably a flagrant 2 foul.
Yeah.
Was not called that way. And ultimately, it's knocked him out since then. So that was a serious injury that he's just working toward, getting past the soreness.
I mean, right in the clavicle. Super painful. I mean, he could barely breathe after the game. Had to go to the hospital. Fortunately, those x-rays did come back negative, but that is a very painful thing, broken bone or not, because it has so much to do with your rib. It's like, you know, when you have a broken rib or something, or a bruised rib, breathing, especially when you're banging bodies, you know, down in the paint.
Yeah. Tell you what, if we were in the back half of the Mountain West schedule, Joel's probably back in there. But it's a long season. You want to have him in tip-top shape come March.
A miss by Tyler Rollison on the other end. A foul against the Wolfpack stops it at 8:50.
Nice aggressive play there by Buchanan, as Boise's still trying to find some rhythm here on this end. Buchanan, an Indiana guy, has wreaked havoc on the Pack in his time in Boise blue and orange, including last year, as Boise State swept Nevada a year ago and has won 3 of 4 here in Reno. This is a fun matchup.
Buchanan against Price. Feeds out to Boom. Another foul on the offense for Boise State. That's the 3rd time they've done that, Mike.
It was a walk, I believe, as he lifted the pivot, sort of had some happy feet as he went to the first dribble there. Turnover, ball back to the Pack.
4 turnovers for the Broncos, only 1 thus far for Nevada. That has been their calling card. Nevada has been very, very good at handling the basketball. They're actually elite, number 6 in the entire country in terms of hanging on to the ball. Broncos, I told you earlier, that's an area they've been struggling in.
It's especially impressive when you consider a lot of these guys came into the year not playing much ball at all together.
Tayshawn Comer able to put Buchanan on skates. Nice smooth jumper there for Comer, and he's got 8 points to lead Nevada.
This is the Comer Nevada needs. Not just tonight, but the rest of the way.
He looks cool, calm, and collected in his first Mountain West game, doesn't he?
And you can see him talking on defense, too. That was a point of topic early on for Steve Alford, that he felt his guys were too quiet on defense.
Another offensive rebound for Boise State. It's been a big advantage for them so far in this game. Here's a 3-point bucket. That one's off the mark. They'll get another chance. 3rd opportunity. Boom takes the 3, and that one won't go, but they'll get their 4th chance. No, it's stolen away by Nevada. Chuck Bailey driving to the hoop. Gotta like the way Nevada has been attacking the basket here in this first half.
Broncos feeling like, when can we get one to fall at this point?
Nevada leads by 6. 8 minutes to go in the opening half. More to come from Reno right after this. Wolfpack lead at home 21-15 behind 8 points from Tayshawn Comer, and he is one of 10 new players on the roster this season. 6 transfers, Mike. There's 4 freshmen on the roster, and this is kind of like the new college basketball as we know it, especially at the Mountain West level, where it's probably not going to be super uncommon to see this heavy of roster turnover every single year. And it has been a big task for Steve Alford and his staff to bring in 10 new guys, but he has really lauded how hard they've worked really since the summertime, how quickly they've gelled together. There was some slippage in terms of losing some games in the non-conference Nevada's not happy about, in particular UC Davis. But overall, this is a team, considering how many new faces there are, the way that they're gelling, I think, is pretty impressive.
And sometimes you wonder, because, you know, last year's team on paper looked to be really good. They end up finishing 17-16. That is a sign of the times that you got to get these guys together and sort of just hope it pans out. But it also has to make you much more selective when it comes to recruiting. And Coach Rice actually admitted that beforehand, especially because there is legitimate money these kids are getting now. You're going to pay a kid. You want to make sure it's worth it and that he's hopefully going to be loyal to the program, but that is certainly not a guarantee nowadays.
To give some perspective for fans that have been watching the Wolfpack, Nick Davidson, who is your star player, really built up a nice career here with the Wolfpack. He transfers to Clemson. Reports are that Nick got a 7-figure offer from Clemson. So that's the kind of money that's out there for players, and it makes it very difficult to keep those kind of guys in Reno in the new era of NIL.
And it's one of those things where if you're Steve Alford, well, we can't come anywhere close to competing with Clemson in that regard, so you can't be too mad at the kid. But then you look at prior decisions made by Coach Alford's program, they redshirted Nick. And sure enough, he gets to use that last afforded year, but at a different institution. And so suddenly those decisions are different. Now, do you redshirt a kid? Do you just send him out there as a freshman?
Chuck Bailey from distance can't get that one to go. You know, it was interesting. Jeff Choate, the head football coach from Nevada, was quoted in a press conference a couple of weeks ago talking about, you know what, he has to kind of sell Nevada as a place that you come and then you go get that $1.5 million deal at a place like Oregon.
He had his viral moment after he said that, but it is the sad truth. And anybody listening or watching that watches Nevada football or knows anything about Coach Choate, he will be as candid as they come. So he had his viral moment. Going back to the end of last season when Nevada was bounced at the Mountain West Tournament, Coach Alford had a bit of a monologue in his final remarks of the season that also hit a viral spread because he basically just talked about the state of the game and how it is a little bit discouraging to now have players that their first question is, what kind of money can you give me, instead of, you know, what kind of young man or what kind of young adult can you help shape me into? What kind of opportunities can you give me as a player, as a professional? Now it's, hey, what's on the bottom line?
At the free throw line for Boise State is Dominic Parolin, who misses the first.
And that's not to say these players don't deserve the money, because there's a lot of money coming through these universities and the coaches are making a lot of money. But as Coach Rice told me before, some guardrails are going to have to be put in. And at some point, we're going to look back on these days and be like, boy, they really did it that way for a few years, right? It was a little wild out there. Eventually, there's going to have to be contracts with penalties if you leave and money being paid back, things like that.
I mean, college basketball is pro sports now.
Sure is.
It's definitely moving in that direction, and in a lot of ways understandable because of how much money is out there in the sport. Nevada by 4, 22-18, 5.5 to go here in the first half. Tayshawn Comer, the leading scorer in the game, going straight into the big trees, just off the mark.
Nice contest there by Parolin.
Andrew Meadow back into the game. He spent a lot of this first half on the bench, as is Drew Fielder. Stolen away by Elijah Price. Price got one man to beat, and Price able to finish.
He is impressive to watch as he went full extension on that steal and then used every bit of that frame to finish at the other end.
I think there have been some frustrating moments for Elijah Price with his offensive game, but this guy is a real defensive standout.
We saw it a few possessions ago. He's had a lot of moments where he'll make a great play and get a great look, and it'll lip out of the rim or it'll bounce weird and just not go in. As he gets another big play on defense there, the block on Buchanan, ball to Lowry now. But yeah, once those start to fall, Price is going to really be a weapon.
Vaughn Weems out of control and somehow able to draw the foul. That was crafty from Weems.
When he puts his head down and uses that strong hand, left-handed dribble, he's tough to stay in front of. And he's another one coming in as we're going to get another look at Price, making things happen on defense. Nothing coming easy in this one for the Broncos as Buchanan. Frustrating night for him so far. Price had his paws all over it. Weems was a junior college kid and dominated at North Idaho College over there in Coeur d'Alene. Here he comes to his first Division I institution. That one rims out, but there's a lot of questions coming in of like, how could his game translate? So far, pretty good.
Weems averaged 27 a game at North Idaho. In high school at Federal Way in Washington, he was one of the top players in the state of Washington. But yeah, Nevada's had to go to some interesting routes. I mean, look at Caleb Lowry. He was an NAIA star.
There's a lot of talent out there. And I think that's also, the NIL era has also made coaches maybe try to look far and wide for talent. That might come at a better price, if you will, but also can provide a punch.
We knew the advantage would be pretty heavy for Broncos In rebound, we look at our Savage and Son rebound tractor. It's 2-1 right now in favor of the Broncos. Nevada another steal, though. Lowry! Boise State may be controlling the backboards, but Nevada's defense has been shining here in the first half. Another steal, leading to another bucket, and the Wolfpack have their biggest lead of the night.
7th turnover for Boise State. Pack has turned it into 11 points. Broncos, meanwhile, no points off turnovers. Pack's turned it over just one time. Story of the game.
Buchanan drives inside. He draws the whistle, and it's an offensive foul. Nevada takes another charge.
Caleb Lowry, perhaps the player of the game so far, doing it on both ends, the NAIA kid.
Nursing a bad back, but in his absence, Nevada has been able to put it together, Mike, a 19-10 run.
We were just saying in the break, this is, since from the opening tip, some of the best basketball Nevada's played so far this season.
Elijah Price, 6 points. Nevada leads by 11. Wolfpackers shooting 52% from the floor against a Boise State team that really hangs their hat on defense.
Top 20 nationally, Broncos are. And I tell you what, Pack, Nevada's hitting some tough shots. That was not an easy finish there for Price. So sometimes it is great defense and better offense. Pack, meanwhile, want to correct the points off turnovers. 12-0. Also 6-0 on the fast break.
It's interesting with the Broncos, they've had such a decisive advantage on the glass. Mike, they have 7 offensive rebounds, but it's only turned into 2 points.
And so those are missed opportunities for the Broncos, as we had that previous possession where they got, what, 3 or 4 shots up before turning it over. Got to capitalize on those moments if you're Leon Rice's team, especially on the road. It was funny, I said, is it bittersweet that this is your last trip to Lawler Event Center, a place you've been coming since 2010? I said, I don't know if I'd call it bittersweet. This is one of those places that you're not necessarily going to miss going and trying to win a game in Reno, as before this little 3 wins out of the last 4 for Boise, Broncos had lost 6 times in a row here in Reno.
9-point lead for Nevada here in their home building. Mountain West Conference opener, 2 longtime rivals. And the team that wins this game, usually, it is a big tone setter for the Mountain West season. Nevada lost on opening night here at home last year to the Broncos. And that really kind of put Nevada into an early spiral, Mike. And that was something Coach Alford told me last week on Wolfpack All Access, how important it was to get off to a good start against a Boise's team to have a different type of momentum going into the conference slate.
Yeah, sure enough, Nevada starts Mountain West play 0-4 a year ago. Had a lot of folks around here wondering what the heck was going on. Ultimately ends up being a less than exciting season with a lot of expectations from Pack fans and the program itself. I did ask Coach Rice beforehand. I said, I know it's one game. There's a long Mountain West season ahead. But you have your first one on the 20th. You dive into then a Christmas break, and you have 10 days before your second Mountain West game. You know, and these are 2 programs that think they can be in the hunt for a Mountain West title. They weren't picked to do it. They think they can, though. I said, is there a way that this game can maybe even be worth more than 1, if that makes sense? And he absolutely agreed with that. And he said, you want to start out on a great foot, especially on the road. It is mid-December. This game tonight could end up have huge implications in a couple months.
Big miss from the veteran Dylan Andrews, the front end of a 1-and-1. Nevada has the ball, 11-point lead, 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Tayshawn Comer, step back 3. Oh, yes! Timeout, Leon Rice. Tayshawn Comer in his first Mountain West game.
Yeah, you can tell he's feeling it in this one, Alex. It's a 14-point Nevada lead. Coach Rice, hands on his hips, gave Andrews a little look as he walked back to the bench. Lost his foot in there a bit, lost Tayshawn, and 12 made him pay for it.
We saw Comer do a little bit of a step back inside the three-point line earlier and sink it, and that was just a thing of beauty. 3 of 5 from the floor. He's 1 of 1 from the outside. And Nevada really has been turning into a three-point shooting team that does not take a lot of three-point shots, but they're making them at a much higher clip than what we saw earlier in this season. We do want to remind you, our Renowned Health halftime report, our Wolfpack All Access feature on Corey Camper Jr., who's currently out with a back injury. We'll also have first half highlights and analysis of this Mountain West Conference opener.
Long ball's certainly starting to come along for Nevada. 2 of 4 in this one. On the other end, to get a look at Coach Rice, Boise State 2 of 11 from deep.
Broncos out of the timeout by Leon Rice. They find a corner 3 for Andrew Meadow, and he hits his second triple of the half. He scored 7 points like in the first 4 or 5 minutes, then very quiet until he sinks that one. That was a big bucket. As now they go to a trap, and Nevada's got to call a timeout. Comer had nowhere to go with it, and Nevada will regroup here at a minute 24.
22 seconds on the shot clock. Comer and the guys getting an earful from Steve Alford right now, as that was one of the few moments where it felt like the pack wasn't really all on the same page. They kind of left Tayshaun hanging there as the double team came. Can't overstate how big of a make that was for Meadow and the Broncos. But once again, that's a shot that Nevada can live with. That was a double team contested three-pointer. Meadow was able to get above that defense and splash it through. You're the Broncos. You want to see some more easy opportunities, especially at the rim.
You can see the steam coming out of the ears of Steve Alford. Knowing how important this minute and a half is, Nevada leading by 14. You want to see your team finish strong and keep that double-digit lead going into the break.
Gonna have to get it across here too quick. 22 seconds on the shot clock. Pleasantries being exchanged between Rollison and Boom.
Broncos will back off as Nevada gets it into Comer. $1:20 to go here in the first half. Comer, the game's leading scorer with 11 points. Elijah Price to hand off to Comer. Lowry surveys. Nevada's got to hurry here. 5 seconds to shoot for Price. Price driving, gets some space, goes off the glass, and almost a shot clock violation. Must have scraped the rim there. Under a minute to play, Broncos basketball.
That's the kind of defense Boise State has gotten used to playing, and it turns into opportunities like that. Back-to-back threes. Broncos back within single digits and snatching up some momentum here in the final couple minutes.
So from a 14-point Nevada lead to a 8-point lead for the Wolfpack. Back-to-back triples by Meadow and Ahrens. Tyler Rollison driving, and he's fouled from behind. Fouled by the freshman Bon Boom. And that will put Nevada at the free throw line.
Good job there by Rollison, identifying Boom is, he's athletic, he's long, but Tyler's definitely got the step on him, and he used it there.
Rollison makes the first point of the day for the junior out of Los Angeles. Rollison started 8 games last year, averaged about 7 points a game. Started 3 games this year, but not since Nevada lost on the road against Santa Clara. Been kind of fighting his way through playing time here in his junior season. A couple of nice free throws there. Nevada back to a double-digit lead as the Broncos look at potentially the final possession here of the half. Shot clock and game clock milliseconds off. Being handled by Julian Bowie, sophomore from Pocatello, Idaho. With 10 to shoot, hands off to Meadow. Brushes off Price. Meadow driving against Price. Price rejects his shot. Out of bounds at 2.8 seconds. Broncos basketball as Price has his second block of the first half.
That play was for Andrew Meadow all the way. Price doing a great job of sliding his feet, using his length and making it tough on the veteran.
Broncos trying to get in for Meadow. Rollison got tied up with Meadow, and not a good foul there by the Wolfpack. Rollison got kind of caught like hugging around the body of Meadow.
I mentioned veteran, emphasis again on veteran Andrew Meadow, as he did his best to put Rollison in a bad spot and take advantage of it.
Meadow is 72% shooter. Left it short.
Way short.
Meadow had the biggest game of his career last year in Boise. Scored 24 points against the Wolfpack. Part of an incredible sophomore season where he averaged about 13 a game. He left that one short. Rebound by Nevada, and the first half is in the books. So a couple of misses by the Broncos, and Nevada will retain a double-digit advantage against their longtime rival. Shannon Kelly has Steve Alford.
Coach, a couple of late triples there for Boise State, but how pleased are you with your team's defense through 20 minutes?
No, we're not going to shut them out. They're really good. To hold them to 26, our defense was outstanding. Just got to put another 20 together.
How important was it to hold Fielder and Meadow, get them into some foul trouble and keep them off the floor?
Well, it's huge. I just thought our defense was good. Our board play was good. Another half, we didn't turn the ball over, so we're not beating ourselves. That's a chance.
Thank you, Coach.
Friends sing together. La 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 la. Friends do things together. Friends walk together. La 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 la. Hop and lock together. Nay and him together. La 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 la. Everyone together.
Friends. And by your Northern Nevada Toyota dealers.
Welcome back inside Lawler Event Center. Second half action between two Mountain West rivals on opening nights of Mountain West play. The Broncos coming in from Boise, the Wolfpack playing in front of their home fans here in Reno. The Broncos on offense first. Drew Fielder back into the game, feeding outside for Buchanan. He is rejected at the rim, but a whistle against Nevada, who has had some shot blocking prowess in this game. Nevada able to rack up 3 blocks in the first half. Mike almost had a fourth there, but instead a personal foul on Lowry.
Foul will go on, I believe, Weems, as Lowry did have the clean block, reacted off of the whistle, and made inadvertent contact with R.J. Keene, gave him a shot to the face. He looks to be okay, just gave Caleb a little pat on the back. As early, unintended physicality in this one. If you're Buchanan, you want to see that one go down for your squad, as the Broncos do a good job to get into the line to start this second half, but you got to cash in.
Broncos thus far 4 of 10 from the stripe. Buchanan makes the second. Makes it to a 9-point game. Talking to assistant coach Bill Dwaney of Nevada pregame, he was talking about this matchup with the Broncos, and he said, this is the most physical team that we have played all season long. Watching that first half, I think Nevada came out with that kind of edge I'm not sure we've seen all season. They were definitely the more physical team in this matchup so far tonight.
It's clear Nevada got that message that you better bring it on your own end. And sure enough, yeah, that whole first half pretty much was played on Nevada's terms, as there goes Drew Fielder, an early bucket for him in what is going to be a big second half.
Fielder, the Georgetown transfer from Meridian, Idaho, a suburb of Boise, finished his high school career transferring to Southern California to play at a prep school before playing a couple of seasons with the Hoyas out there in the Big East. Now back home playing for the Broncos.
Had signed with USC and former Wolfpack coach Eric Musselman before flipping that commitment to Coach Rice and heading home to play for the Broncos.
But what a storyline he has been for Boise State. Fielder, the big 6'11" power forward, giving it to Meadow, who drives left baseline with 3 seconds on the shot clock. He is fouled. So Boise State doing a good job getting to the free throw line here early in the second half.
Well, I'm sure Coach Rice wasn't happy that over half of his team's shots in the first half were from behind the three-point line. Boise ends up just 4 of 13 from deep. So you could tell a conscious effort. Use the pump fake to your advantage. See what you can do with your athleticism, your length. Try to get to the rim and get to the free throw line, where you also got to finish the job there. And so far, so not good for the Broncos. Already the second miss early on here in the second half.
Leon Rice looking on from the bench. He's won 3 Mountain West titles, 2 in the regular season, 1 in the postseason. Has engineered an 8-3 start so far this season in his 16th season at the helm of Boise State.
Back within 6 are his Broncos.
They were down by as many as 14 in the first half. Catch and shoot 3, Vaughn Weems. Yes, sir.
In rhythm, right in front of the pack bench. Credit the feed from Comer as he put it right in the sweet spot. On time, on target.
8 different players have entered a point in the stat sheet for Nevada tonight as they lead it by 9. Nevada 3 of 5 from distance. Double team on Fielder, cross court to Meadow, takes the triple, left it short. Weems is there for the rebounds. Comer pushing it quickly the other way. Comer all the way to the hoop, draws the foul, and he will head to the stripe.
So that's what Nevada's going to have to continue to do. Turn stops into fast break offense as much as you can. Nevada has done pretty well in the half court today, but the more it can get out and run, as we saw in that first half, advantage home team, as now Comer gets to the line. Back up 9.
Nevada 8 of 10, including 4 of 4 for Comer. He makes the first, drilled it. Don't you just love as a player when the ball hits the back, right off the back of the backboard?
Now Mike picked that up well too. Yep, that's how you know you sunk it.
Shout out to Martin running our audio tonight.
Sometimes you get the little cling, the little ring of the bell on the back rim there.
Clank off the rim this time for Comer, his first miss. He's got 12 points to lead all scorers in this one. Nevada a 10-point lead, 40-30 with 17:24 left to go. .15 on the shot clock. Andrews off the mark. Rebound, Chuck Bailey the third.
I was just going to say, I'm looking at Dylan Andrews. 1 of 4 now, just 2 points in this game. Both he and Fielder, the big transfer additions this offseason, going to have to get some more fingerprints on this contest if Boise wants to leave Reno with a win.
Caleb Lowry will pass back out to Comer. He's being guarded by Andrew Meadow with 6 to shoot. Comer trying to get some separation. I mean, that is just incredible veteran guard play. He had Meadow kind of rolling all over. He had no shot there, Mike, and somehow is still able to draw a foul.
Credit the savviness of Comer, who's played a lot of college ball. Leon Rice, disturbed by that call, is maybe a little bit of showmanship there. If you're Andrew Meadow, you want to avoid any opportunity for the whistle to be blown. I believe there was 1 or 2 seconds left on the shot clock. And instead of ball to the Broncos after a tough shot, it's 2 free throws and an extended lead for Nevada.
And Meadow will have to go to the bench with 3 fouls.
Frankly, pretty much everything that could be going wrong in this game if you're Boise State is happening right now.
I mean, if you're Steve Alford, you're Bill Dwayne, who's their defensive coordinator this year. If I would have told them with 16 minutes to go in the second half, if Drew Fielder and Dylan Andrews had a combined 6 points, they would be elated. And that is what his team has been able to do in this first matchup of the season.
They'd take that 100 times out of 100. Go back to that early Christmas present thing I brought up earlier. Meanwhile, if you told Coach Rice that, he'd say, just get me the heck out of Reno forever.
Take a look at that rebounding tracker again from Savage and Son. The Broncos still do have a decisive advantage there, but it has not made a big difference in this game. Comer. Oh, that is just dirty stuff from Tayshawn Comer.
Comer certainly feeling himself of late, up to 16 points in this one off of another turnover. And will that be an offensive foul? It will not. Roof would have came off here at Lawler Event Center. Instead, they say that Lowry is doing a little too much there on Fielder.
Back to a 14-point lead for Nevada as Tayshawn Comer has piled up 16 points in this one. He's had as many as 24 in a game this season.
I think they're going to look at this. We're going to get a replay of Tayshawn's shot. I think Steve was saying there was some contact to the face of Lowry there. They're going to look at that. Comer, though, you could just tell his confidence is ticked up in the last couple weeks.
I said this earlier, Nevada really has been calm, cool, and collected since the beginning of this game. And Tayshawn Comer, to me, Mike, has been the leader of just the coolness that this team has shown. And in a game where you've got all these transfers, you don't really know how they're going to stack up in a Mountain West environment against a very physical team. Well, they have outperformed, I think, expectations here so far.
So far, passing a lot of tests with flying colors. Looks like they're going to extend this timeout. Back up with its biggest lead, though. It's 44-30. Buckle up here in Reno.
Your program.
Such a great point. Relationships go. They've always gone a long way, maybe even a longer way now. As that'll be a foul on, I believe, Price. Folks in attendance wanted a walk on Fielder. Instead, it'll be free throws. Evidently, nothing came out of the review. As Coach Alford was saying, there was some contact to the face of Caleb Lowry. They ruled it was a basketball play, ball to the Broncos, Fielder to the free throw line. Actually did a Zoom interview with Tayshawn Comer after he committed to the Pack in the offseason. Like, you're an Indianapolis guy, you're getting recruited by Steve Alford. It's probably kind of hard to say no to a guy with his stature, especially in that state. And he was quick to say, yeah, he's still a pretty big deal over here.
I mean, Steve Alford still has, like, what is the Steve Alford Hotel somewhere?
That's right.
With the big shoe,
Yes.
the big Nevada shoe out front.
Yep.
National champion in 1987, I believe. Hope I'm getting that right.
He'll be mad at you if you don't.
Oh, he'll remind me for sure. How about his Hoosiers, though, Mike? A Heisman Trophy winner, a chance to play for a national championship this year. I had a chance to ask him about that last week, and he said, yeah, it's about time maybe for them to get a championship banner. You know, took a chance to like rub a little salt.
Don't dare tell Coach Alford that Indiana is now a football school, though. He might not like to hear that. But how about Coach Signetti and the Hoosiers, and Mendoza, the QB, with an all-time great Heisman speech.
Comer, meanwhile, 17 points in this one. Make it 18. He has been dialed in at the free throw line, where he has hit 9 of 10, and Nevada back to a comfortable 14-point lead.
He's got more free throw makes than the Broncos as a team. 8 of 15 is Boise State.
Here's Drew Fielder working against Lowry, nearly stolen away. Carmichael with 7 to shoot. Inside for Buchanan, working against Price. Has to dish it out. Broncos just before the buzzer get it off, but it's well short. Rebounded by Chuck Bailey III. Bailey's hunting the basket. Bucket plus the foul for Chuck Bailey.
Sequence of the game. Just elite team defense, forcing the late heave three-pointer, leading to fast break offense, and a nifty finish through the contact for Chuck Bailey. On the other end, Coach Rice signaling for a travel call. Not going to get it. Instead, it's a three-point play and a massive momentum shift for Nevada if it didn't already have it.
Wolfpack have extended their advantage to 17 points. They've hit 14 of 17 from the free throw line, and from the field, hitting 55% of their shots. Under 15 to play. Buchanan working against the freshman Peyton White. Gets around White, then he's fouled from behind by Elijah Price, and the Broncos go back to the free throw line.
Buchanan sticking with it, trying to find some rhythm. Yet to make a field goal in this one. He's got just 1 point. Not a recipe for success for this Boise State team as he misses yet another one at the line. Now 1 of 3. Buchanan, also an Indiana guy. Nevada was recruiting him before he took his game to Boise State. A year ago here at Lawler, had a massive defensive play in the waning moments. 70-69, it was a Boise State win. And a tough loss for last year's Nevada team.
Boise going to a full court press. Nevada breaks through it, gets it to Peyton White, the freshman, and he lays it in. Speaking of calm, cool, and collected, we have seen a lot of calm, cool, and collected from this young freshman out of Encino. Coming off the bench, making a bucket, Nevada an 18-point lead.
And coming off the bench ready, just 7 minutes in this ball game so far as we get set to see another freshman in Walker rejoin this contest. That was a nice finish over Fielder.
Off the miss from Boise State, it's Bailey leading the charge. White, catch and shoot 3. White hits the 3. Bucket plus the foul, and Lawler Event Center is on their feet. The kids can play, Mike.
Let it fly, freshman. I'll say it again, he doesn't look like a freshman. The Pack's lead is swollen to 20 plus.
Nevada dominating this game in a fashion I'm not sure we've seen yet this season.
Absolutely the best 26 minutes now Nevada's played all season long, doing it on both ends. Very few letdowns at any moment, and every guy is bringing something. No wasted possessions, no wasted minutes.
Peyton White misses the free throw. Nevada gets the board, and Chuck Bailey gets the quick bucket.
Look what I found.
On the other end, a quick bucket from Carmichael. Miles Walker takes it across this time, over to White. Bailey. Bailey has been feeling himself as well tonight. And it's Jariah Coleman. Moose. The Alaskan. Smooth moves.
The bench absolutely loves to see Coleman get one to go through. Been a part of this team for a couple years, has not seen the floor a ton. That's some nifty play right there, and that is definitely a sign that this is Nevada's night.
He had a nice little catch and shoot against Duquesne, too. We're starting to see Jariah Coleman starting to click here with the Wolfpack. In the absence of Joel Armo-Trotting. Big body in there. They're able to get around him this time. Nice play there by Nato. 58-37, Wolfpack by 19 with 13 to go here in the second half.
That's one of the few times in this game where you just tip the hat. Say, all right, we have the ball now. Let's go see if we can match that, because that was a heck of a finish at the rim.
Baseline and a foul on White will stop it at 12:47.
And once again, one of those moments where you thought the play might not work out for Nevada as Walker threads the needle, bounces it to his fellow first-year player, White. Peyton couldn't quite handle it off the first bounce. It kind of is in no man's land in the air, but he quickly regathers it and just kind of puts up a shot attempt, gets fouled, goes to the line.
Peyton White, nothing but net. How about his stat line in this one, Mike?
Coach
8
Rice,
points.
get me out of Reno. My bad.
His 8 points in only 9 minutes.
That's efficient and then some. And for Coach Alford to go 11 deep and have 2 of your starters out just says so much about the depth of this team and the trust that they have in, what, 1 through 13, really.
23-point lead for Nevada here on their home floor against the Boise State Broncos, who just came off of one of the biggest wins of the non-conference for the Mountain West Conference as they beat St. Mary's at home, one of the top teams out of the West Coast Conference.
This is a Boise State team that had a top 35 non-conference schedule. They really challenged themselves. 4 quad 1 games. Pac played just 1 quad 1 game. So on paper, 2 8-3 teams kind of by very different routes. As you see Robinson on the replay, they're getting called for that blocking foul. Boise State had a shocking result in its opener, losing at home to Hawaii Pacific, a Division II team. They had done a pretty good job since then, kind of making folks forget about that. Although when I mentioned that to Coach Rice, who you just saw on the bench, he said, we haven't forgotten about it. It was kind of a weird week for them, but they had done a good job of kind of picking up some nice wins since then and coming off a great one against St. Mary's. If this result stands, it's a step back for this team, and they're going to have to think about it for a while through the Christmas holiday.
Tyler Rollison back into the game for the Wolfpack. Nevada with an all-bench right now here with 12 to go in the second half. Nevada feels very comfortable with their bench. And that's why.
Right on cue.
As I mentioned earlier, it was Nevada's bench that carried them to their win over Duquesne. Nice three-pointer there for Spencer Aarons. That's his second. The freshman out of Oakville, Ontario, has got 9 points off the bench.
Big shot there for the Broncos. Going to need a lot more of that. Meanwhile, Robinson becomes the 10th Pac player to score in this game.
Tyler Rollison trying to get a little separation from Aarons. Into the corner for Amir Robinson. Amir's spin move to the bucket, and he will head to the free throw line. Clapping his hands in approval, Steve Alford loves the way that his team is playing here tonight in their Mountain West opener. It has been all Nevada, 62-41 over the Broncos. We'll step aside. More to come from Reno right after this. Nevada might be in trouble here in the non-conference. I mean, there have been multiple games where they have been the stars, and you look at Peyton White in a game where there has been a lot of flashy power from a lot of guys, including Tayshawn Comer. He's been fantastic. White almost quietly off the bench with 9 points, and that's just kind of what you're going to get from him night in and night out.
3 of 3 shooting and a rebound. He's got an assist. Pardon me, no rebounds for Peyton White yet. I'm sure he'll get one. You said it, though. They come in confident, and the freshmen, without a doubt, have won at least one game, maybe a couple games for Nevada this year. Going to need more of that throughout Mountain West play.
Inside for Dominic Perlin, and he is going to get the foul. An area that's been a huge problem for Boise State in this game has been their free throw shooting. They have made only 10 of 19 in this contest. And really even more left out there because there were some front end of 1-and-1s at the end of the first half as they were trying to kind of pull themselves out of a hole.
Nevada done a good job of closing the rebounding gap as well. Still advantage Broncos, but not nearly the disparity we saw early on. 16-0 points off turnovers for the Pac. 12-2 is the fast break disparity. And Nevada, don't want to hit announcer jinx here, but still just the 1 turnover in this contest. Wow. Boise State has 0 steals in this game.
11:06 to play. Inside Tyler Rollison. He'll take it back outside. 13 to shoot. About a working clock here, finding Elijah Price. Price had it stripped and then fouled, and he'll head to the free throw line. If you want to look at one area for this Nevada team in terms of a quadrant where they're elite, it has been taking care of the basketball. You said it, just one turnover tonight. That has been really a calling card of this team all season long. It's not a fluke at this point. They're number 6 in the country in terms of valuing the basketball.
It says a lot about the way this team is coached and some of the leaders it has, but just also how much they value the rock. Even one turnover, though, they finished with 1 or maybe even 3 or less. I think even Coach Alford would say that was impressive.
Carmichael from the outside hits the 3. Boise State has hit 6 triples in this game, but it's been on 18 attempts. They've only hit 33% of them. Little step back jumper there from Rollison. Offensive rebound by Robinson. Good ball movement, finds White.
One of the few trips in this second half for Nevada that has come up empty-handed is Pack has done virtually nothing wrong in this entire game.
How about a 67% field goal mark since halftime?
58 for the game.
This has not really been a great offensive team this year for Nevada either. And certainly in this matchup coming against the Broncos, who are usually an elite basketball team, you said it, even metrics-wise, they're a top 50 defense, top 40 defense. And given how Nevada has played at times in games this year offensively, I'm not sure if anybody saw this coming, to have this type of offensive output in addition to stifling defense. I mean, everything is working right now for Steve Alford, Craig Neal and company.
And really the points off turnovers is essentially the margin of this game right now. So any opportunity that Nevada's had to maybe get an easy bucket or have an advantage on offense, it's taken that opportunity and taken full advantage of it, something that hadn't really done throughout most of the non-conference in terms of really capitalizing on all opportunities and avoiding a tight game. It's the first time in a while that it's been sort of a less stressful second half for Pack fans here.
Elijah Price, the rebound. He has missed the front end of 1-and-1s his last 2 times at the stripe. Still 8 points, 5 boards, a couple of blocks, couple of steals for Price in this one. Nice job by him in his Wolfpack Mountain West debut. And they're going to whistle it dead at 9-11.
And that'll be Fielder's first foul for him here in this second half. It sends Nevada right back to the line, though. Broncos still have a window to make a run, but the script so far of this game is going to have to be essentially turned upside down if Boise wants to rally back.
Amir Robinson, the junior from Akron, Ohio. He's been a pretty fun story too, Mike, because you saw him kind of get a little bit of playing time at the beginning of the season, then was kind of maybe last man in the rotation. Well, he sprung out when you were there in Pullman against Washington State. He scored 11 points in that game, including 3 of 4 from downtown, and he has been consistently a productive force off the bench. And Coach Alford really lauded the fact that he was able to shake off kind of getting benched and not kind of falling out of favor. But he said he never kind of broke in his spirit and the way that he approached things. And that really is what Coach Alford has talked about with this team since before this season started, that they're a very unselfish group. They love to play the game. They can coach themselves well, and you're seeing a lot of that in all of these individual storylines that are coming out here halfway through the season.
I think even also, especially early on in the year, Coach Alford almost said they were like almost too good of guys, right? Like, we got a bunch of nice guys. We need them to start kind of talking to each other a little bit more. Like, let's get a little more energy. Let's get a little more fire between you guys, obviously in a productive way. And I think you're seeing that continue to mature as this season goes on. But yeah, Robinson, I think, had back-to-back 0-minute contests, and then he explodes for 4 or 5 shooting over there in Pullman. We talked to him after, and he was all smiles and just said, I'm always just going to stay ready for whenever I'm needed. I think he had gotten the heads up in that game that he was going to be needed. This is valuable experience for all these guys, especially with Camper and Armo Trotting still on the shelf. Meanwhile, that was one of the few mistakes in this game for Comer moments ago as he threw that ill-advised pass and led to a turnover. But Nevada finds its way back to the free throw line yet again, up 18.
Nevada has really taken advantage at the stripe in this one. 20 points coming from the stripe, 20 and 26. Elijah Price, though, still looking to make his first. And he's going to get a second opportunity this time. Price has had some ups and downs at the line this year. He came in as a 73% shooter. Came over to Nevada after playing his freshman season with the Fresno State Bulldogs, so staying in the Mountain West after he was a force, averaging 10.5 and 8 for the Bulldogs on a team that really struggled. Eight and a half to play. Andrew Meadow back into the game, and a foul on Nevada. Meadow has not been able to log very many minutes in this one. Not nearly as many as Boise State would like.
You saw Fielder come off as he just committed his fourth foul. Drew Fielder, Boise's do-everything big man. 12 minutes in this game, 6 points. Can't let this one get him down too much as he will be called upon a lot the rest of the way as Boise, if this stands, will look to bounce back in 10 days. Quick look at the Mountain West scoreboard, Alex. I'm seeing San Diego State with a 1-point lead on the road, taking on #1 Arizona. It's a neutral site in Phoenix, technically, but that is something to keep an eye on.
San Diego State has not been playing at the level expected of the Aztecs, not even close. They have had a very frustrating non-conference. Boy, what a win, though, for San Diego State for the Mountain West Conference. If they could get that done, that would be a huge lift to the conference all around. That's the funny thing about the Aztecs. Even if they're struggling, they're a team that can beat just about anybody.
And really can put on for the Mountain West last year to do that, of course, as the Aztecs also head to the new Pac-12. Meanwhile, Broncos with a little momentum here.
Andrew Meadow draws the foul, can't finish, but he will head to the free throw line when we come back. Timeout on the floor, 7:39 to play. It's Nevada 67, Boise State 51. More to come from Reno right after this. Welcome back inside Lawler Event Center. Happy holidays for those of you watching here on Nevada Sportsnet. Also want to welcome in our viewers all across the world on the Mountain West Network, alongside former North Valley star Mike Stephenson. I am merely Alex Margulies. Mike, you're still hooping, aren't you?
Panther pride, baby. Yes, I am now a City League has-been, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It's the only workout I'll ever enjoy.
You were telling me that you actually crossed paths with none other than the Junkyard Dog, Tyron Criswell, in City Ball?
There's a couple dudes that still run around on the courts here in town. Oleg Shiz, Pac fans will remember. He frequents the City League runs. Joe Shaw, and yes, Criswell. Still a handful, I can report.
Let's go down to the third member of our broadcast crew, Shannon Kelly from the sideline.
Hey guys, you were mentioning Amir Robinson a little earlier on in the broadcast. Well, his dad actually played basketball with head coach Steve Alford at Indiana. So Robinson has known Coach Alford his whole life. Now in his third season at Nevada, he said he feels like going up players like Jared Lucas, Keenan Blackshear, and Kobe Sanders in practice these last couple of seasons have really helped him to get to this point and where he's at now this year.
All right, thanks to Shannon for that. Look at the Nevada bench, which has been very productive yet again here tonight. I think what you're seeing from this Nevada team, we've talked quite a bit about it tonight, Mike, is the depth. And it really does feel like a team 10, 12 deep once you get Camper and Armo trotting back. I think Nevada's comfortable with any of those 12 players on the floor at a given time, no matter the situation.
And you wonder how long that will sustain. It almost feels like they can do that throughout the Mountain West season, but it also feels like that's a rarity that your rotation is that big. So will things need to be tightened up? Will they naturally tighten up with those guys come back? Or is it going to be the kind of thing where there's not a lot of guys logging, 30-plus minutes? It's more spread around, and that's the recipe for Nevada. It's still to be determined, I think.
Nevada's had 8 different players log at least 10 minutes in this game. Tayshawn Comer, the leading scorer in the contest, off the mark that time. Offensive rebounds swatted towards Elijah Price, who has had one of his most efficient field goal shooting performances of the season. That'll put Price in double digits, 11 points on 5 of 8 from the floor.
And that's tough stuff there for Boise State, which had quietly got back within a dozen and now throws a turnover after giving up a second chance point to Price there. Could have had the ball down 12. Instead, it's back to Nevada up 14.
Nevada was up by as many as 24 points. They led 62-38 with 12 minutes left. Tyler Rollinson with the baseline J.
And once again, good half-court execution by Nevada. An in-rhythm shot there for Rollinson. 16, now 17 assists on 23 makes for the Pack. That says a lot.
Mike, Nevada able to be pretty stifling on the defensive end, and it's been turnovers turning into offense is a big storyline in this contest. Nevada has been able to cash in 18 points off of turnovers compared to only 4 for Boise State.
Can't overstate how impressive that is, and you saw Boise State leave their feet, and Nevada's forced them to leave their feet and have to make decisions a lot in this ballgame, which is not a place you want to be. When you're leaving your feet, you want to know what you're about to do. And Boise State has had to try to make some tough passes in some bad situations, and Nevada has taken advantage of that. As you get a look at A.J. Few to the left of Coach Rice there, the son of Gonzaga head coach Mark Few. Coach Rice, of course, spent a ton of years on Coach Few's staff there in Spokane as a part of the Bulldogs. As that one goes back to the Broncos.
A rare steal for Boise State, but Nevada steals it right back as Comer is fouled at 5:31. That is just tenacious play from Nevada's guard as he had his pocket picked and he said, nuh-uh, went right back and got the ball back.
And he looked over at Price and said, my bad, because I think he might have been trying to get it to Elijah. Loses the rock. Doesn't lose his composure, sticks with it, gets it right back, and gets right back to the line. Coach Rice wants timeout.
Timeout, Leon Rice, 5:31 left. Here in the second half, we're trying to see if they're going to make this a full timeout, and I believe they do still have a full timeout left in this game. We don't see the chairs come out just yet. Now they do, so this will be the full timeout on the floor, 5:31 to play.
Wolfpack Basketball on NSN is brought to you by BTX Global Logistics, your hometown freight forwarder handling your international and domestic shipping needs. And by Renown Health, Nevada's first integrated academic health system.
Leon Rice having a conversation with one of the officials of what has been a tough night on the road. But his Broncos have cut their deficit nearly in half. They've added the free throw line where they have been excellent, putting some pressure on the Broncos. Still up by 15 points. Nevada was up by 24 at one juncture. Comer lights out at the line. Gets him to 20 points. He is 11 of 12 from the stripe. Second time he's had 20 points in the last 3 games. Also had 24 on the road against Washington State. 16 points in Nevada's win over Duquesne last Saturday. Andrew Meadow on the drive, and he is fouled, stopping the clock at 5:16.
And that Duquesne win ended up being a contest that was really won by the bench. Everybody on the bench was plus. Almost everybody in the starting lineup was minus in that game, if you will. Sure enough, tonight everybody's eaten, but the starters really have seemed to have found their footing and are putting together a nice contest. Meanwhile, Boise State missing another free throw. What is that now? A dozen missed in this contest.
Well, and you look at that line right there. I mean, if they make 10 of 12 of those, this is a different basketball game.
Comes down to a lot of those little things.
Boise State has turned the ball over double digits again. They did it 15 times, and they overcame that in the win over St. Mary's last weekend. But again, that has been huge for Nevada to spark their offense. Talked about that before. Those turnovers leading to 20 now Nevada points.
And we certainly have seen Boise State turn it up on defense in the last few minutes. Although it's getting late pretty early here in Reno for the Broncos.
Is that a technical foul?
I think Coach Rice wanted it to be one, as the ball ended up in Coach Alford's hands. He let down a powerful dribble with it.
Seemed like it was kind of borderline, like it was going to be close to getting one, maybe not. Under 5 to go. 73-58. You saw the stat there a few moments ago. Nevada has eclipsed the average that Boise State allows in games this year. Nevada gets the defensive board, and here comes Tyler Rollison trotting across midcourt.
That's just a great effort down low for Nevada. Boise had every advantage there. Good position. A dribble alive, and still Nevada forces the tough look and a miss.
Stolen out of the hands of Elijah Price, but Boom couldn't stay in bounds. So Nevada basketball here with 4:24. Nevada's turnovers, only 1 in the first half. They have committed 5 here since halftime. Boise State has been more active. They've got 5 steals now in the game. Rollison looking at inbounds, finds the freshman Miles Walker. Walker circling around. Nice move and a flip underneath. Miles Walker, the tale continues for the true freshman.
The kid's got a little Houdini in him. I'll tell you what, you don't have quite the stature of everyone else on the floor. You got to find creative ways to get an open look. And Miles Walker has mastered it to some point, and a lot of career left to get better.
Walker out of Riverside, California. Part of the championship team in California last year. On the number 2 ranked team in the country. So that's, maybe it's not so much of a surprise that he's able to contribute this quickly.
He's played under some bright lights, Alex, that's for sure.
Final media timeout. Nevada by 17 points with 4 to go. Three minutes, 44 seconds to go here in Reno, Nevada. Mountain West Conference opener, Saturday night hoops. Wolfpack on top of the Broncos at the timeout. Nevada with a catch and shoot from Peyton White, the freshman. It's off the mark. Boise State racing down the floor. They'll find an open shot for Andrew Meadow in the corner. Offensive rebound by Parolin. Tipped away. Nevada fighting for it, and the Wolfpack will get a turnover.
Active hands, just a couple fingertips on a pass leads to a chaotic possession for Boise and a turnover, another Broncos turnover.
$17-point lead for Nevada with Walker, Bailey, Comer, Price, and White on the floor as Boise State gets another second half turnover. Walker nearly snagged it back. Will knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, tough look there for Bailey as he threw it behind his intended target. Walker, though, savvy.
Easy bucket that time for Nato. Gets Boise State to 60 points. And now we will see, that was the technical, right? Yeah, they finally teed up Leon Rice. They flirted with it a few times, and Leon has been teed, and he's actually going to call a timeout as well.
Coach Rice wants to talk to the entire officiating crew. I think he wants to talk to anybody but his team right now. As this is a timeout purely called. Looks like they're going to stretch it to a full. This is a timeout purely called to talk to the refs. And he's not careful. He's going to get sent to the locker room early.
So frustrations boiling over for Leon Rice and the Broncos. Nevada a 15-point lead here in the balance of the game. And out of the technical, we'll give a full timeout as well to kind of cool some steam off. Let's go now to our play of the game. We're going to give it to the true freshman Peyton White off the bench. Hits the three, and he's fouled. At a point where Nevada was just steamrolling Mike, they were able to build as much of a 24-point lead, and that play was right in the middle of it.
And that was a confident shot, too. I think there was like 25 seconds left on the shot clock. The freshman with a hand in his face says, I'm still comfortable. I'm going to let it fly. Through the contact, he splashes it through. Peyton White, a stellar start to his college career.
Play of the game brought to you by Toyota. With Tacoma, no trail is left unchallenged. Visit your Northern Nevada Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
A lot of directions we could have went with that play of the game. Although I will say Nevada has shown its blue-collar approach, if you will. They're not the flashiest team. They're a team that's going to get on the floor. They're a team that's going to wrestle away offensive rebounds, get a put back up and score it off the glass. It's not super fancy, but it's plenty effective, especially tonight. Meanwhile, back to Leon. Coach Rice sitting at 168 Mountain West regular season wins. His next regular season Mountain West win will put him at the top. All-time leader. Mountain West regular season wins. He will not celebrate in Reno tonight, though, if this holds, which it appears it will.
Comer able to get away from a furious attack. Now he finds Peyton White, and White from the left wing is off the mark. Nevada's gone 4 of 8 from the outside in this game, as Walker, Weems, Whites, and Comer all hitting triples. Nevada with 2 in double figures. Comer with 22. Price with 11. Broncos have 16 from Meadow, 11 from Parolin. But the storyline for them has been Fielder, their star player, with 6 points, and Dylan Andrews, their transfer out of UCLA. He was very quiet as well in this one so far. Only 2 points for him.
And 2 for Buchanan. He's 0 of 3 from the field. Just a gnarly night in Reno of your Boise State. These two will meet again February 3rd in Boise. Before this runs out, I got to get another quick anecdote in on Leon Rice, because his battles with Nevada go back before the Boise State days. I had mentioned he was a part of the Gonzaga staff for a lot of years. We had a chance to talk pregame. I said, you were on that 04 staff, weren't you? NCAA tournament, second round game in Seattle, a very pro-Gonzaga crowd, and Nevada, behind Nick Fazekas, Kevin Pinckney and crew, beat the brakes off of the Zags. You could tell that was a loss that still sits with Leon. He had some not so flattering stats from the Bulldogs in that game that he recited off of memory, as Price would try to put the cherry on top. Nevada been handing Leon Rice tough losses for a while. If you go all the way back to that NCAA tournament game in Seattle back in 2004, 21 years later, he still knew some of the stats of that game.
And it's a Boise State program under Leon Rice trying to break through at the NCAA tournament level. They've had a ton of success in the regular season. They've had some success at the Mountain West tournament in Las Vegas, but that all-elusive win in March still hanging, as Leon Rice and the Broncos have gone 0-5, and certainly not a great start for them here in Mountain West Conference play. A 15-point separation here, as many fans decide to get an early look at the traffic leaving town. And really, Mike, this is a pretty strong signal from the Wolfpack, where I can't think of a time where Nevada has beaten Boise State this handily in all my years, really, of covering the Wolfpack. I've seen Boise State hang some games like this on Nevada in Boise, but not necessarily the other way around. So this is kind of, to me, Nevada maybe kind of making a move here to the rest of the conference.
We don't have the game-by-game history in front of us, but I can't think of the last one that was a double-digit disparity. Okay, Boise beat them by 10 last year on the road over there in Boise, but it's been close game after close game. Nevada's last win here at home against Boise, 2023. They needed that late Keenan Blackshear heroic buzzer-beating layup to win that game at home. You said it. This is a big win for Nevada. It is just one win, but it could go really, really far by the time this Mountain West season is done. And now Nevada goes into a 10-day break and into a Christmas holiday off of a performance of the season type of showing, giving them confidence onto the road at Colorado State, where the Rams will be hungry, taking a tough 40-point loss today at Utah State.
Wow. The Rams had one of the better non-conference resumes. Incredible three-point shooting team. So Nevada will take on the Rams next weekend in Fort Collins. That game will be televised here on Nevada Sports Nets, courtesy of the Colorado State's production. We'll also have that game against Fresno State on the road and our next home telecast against Wyoming here on NSN.
We are your home for all things silver and blue. Broncos will get to be home on the 30th, but in comes New Mexico.
Final couple of ticks here. 81-66. And Nevada is going to run the clock down. And they will cement an impressive Mountain West Conference opener. Tayshawn Comer coming over to the front row seats, celebrating with some of the Nevada fans as the Wolfpack improve to 9-3 on this season and get that all-important win to start off Mountain West Conference play. We'll have an interview with Shannon in a moment. I think it's pretty obvious who our player of the game is, Mike. Tough not to go with Tayshawn Comer in his Mountain West debut. He was stellar in this one.
I'll tell you what, if that's a sign of what's to come from Tayshawn within this conference, Pack fans are in for a treat. 24 points, 5 of 9 shooting. He gets to the line for 14 free throws, makes 13 of them. Had time for 4 assists as well. You touched on it. With Camper out, specifically Camper Jr. out, Comer has really filled that void. And Nevada, frankly, didn't need all of it because the Pack was good all around. 81-66, that is how you start conference play. No one happier than Steve Alford.